One of the things I'm thinking about is focusing in criminal justice. Clearly, there's a need for more African American males and more diversity across the board. My name is Raoul, and I'm a third year in law school. Before I went to law school, I was a reporter and writer. I worked for a number of newspapers, and I was doing a blog on television. I think there's a lot of overlap between being a reporter and being a lawyer. Both of them involve reading a lot of information and synthesizing it quickly. One of the things that you do as a reporter is you obviously do a lot of asking of questions and interviewing of people. And I think one of the things that's a key to being a successful law student is continuing to ask a lot of questions, because there's a lot of things that you're not going to understand. Before I took the LSAT, I didn't spend enough time preparing. First of all, you should give yourself enough time so that you can study every single section and figure out where your strengths are, figure out where your weaknesses are, and attack those pretty systematically. I wasn't very good with logic games, and I think that if I had spent more time on logic games, I probably would have been able to boost my score by quite a bit. What I talked about in my personal statement was mostly what it was like coming back as somebody who'd been out of undergrad for about 15, 20 years, talking about what my experiences had been while I was out and what I thought I could bring to the table. I think there's a big difference from going from the working world on the one hand to the student world on the other hand. Back when I was in college, we didn't have things like Facebook or GChat or Twitter or things like that. So getting used to how those impact how you study and where you study and so forth, that's a big change. Being married in law school presents its own set of challenges. You're knee-deep in all these books, and that can be hard on a marriage. I think it's really important to let your spouse know a lot of what you're going through. You know, they married you for a reason, to support you, and they can only support you if they know what's going on with you. If you're older, I think you want to first of all make sure that this is something that you're committed to. There's a lot of questions that should and will run through anybody's mind when they apply to law school, but there are a lot of resources that are out there to help answer those questions if you just go out and try.